The self-governed island is planning to buy nearly 50,000 drones over the next 2 years. And the U.S. recently approved selling lower-end AI chips to China. Why does Beijing want them, and how could this impact the AI race with Washington? We bring on a cybersecurity advisor for insight. Welcome back to China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer. More reaction to President Trump's recent comments about China and Taiwan. On Friday, Trump said that he spoke with Chinese Communist leader Xi Jinping regarding the democratic island nation. Xi told Trump he would not invade the island while Trump was in office. In a response Tuesday, Taiwan says that it must rely on itself for its security.
And in recent years, China has repeatedly challenged the rules-based international order and has seriously undermined democracy, freedom, human rights, the rule of law, and even fair trade. This has also alerted the international community. At present, more and more countries are emphasizing that the Taiwan Strait is an international water.
Taiwan says it has been closely monitoring high-level interactions between the United States and China, and that it will continue to work with countries with major interests in the Indo-Pacific region to maintain peace, stability, and prosperity in the Taiwan Strait. Taiwan says it is committed to improving its self-defense capabilities and resilience. The United States is Taiwan's most important international backer and arms supplier, although there are no formal diplomatic ties. It is bound by law to provide Taiwan with the means to defend itself in the event of an attack.
To strengthen its combat capabilities amid growing military pressure from Beijing, Taiwan is set to buy nearly 50,000 drones over the next 2 years. That's according to a recent government tender. Drones have been widely used in the Russia-Ukraine war and are seen as an effective, low-cost way to carry out attacks. Now we turn to shakeups in the tech sector. The White House announced last week that chipmakers NVIDIA and AMD must give Washington 15% of their revenue from sales to China. Those aren't top-tier chips, but lower-end AI models designed specifically for the Chinese market, like NVIDIA's H20 and AMD's equivalent. So why does China want them, and what does this mean for the race for AI dominance between the two superpowers? We speak with Rex Lee, cybersecurity advisor at MySmart Privacy, for insight. What is China getting out of this?
Well, China's getting the benefit to advance their AI based on U.S. AI intellectual property, or IP. So all this is highly relevant to these AI chip cells because this advances China's ability to actually stay competitive with the United States, which I have to scratch my head because Trump was just at the Pennsylvania Energy and Innovation Summit at Carnegie Mellon University last month, stating that we're in an AI race with China and that AI development is a national security concern. Fast forward a month later, he's approving the sale of these chips as long as the U.S. government gets 15% of the profits, which that also sounds strange too. Are we going to end up selling other military technology to them as long as the government can make a profit on it? But again, you have to start asking yourself at this point, is China a trading partner, or are they truly a national security threat and an adversary?
One kind of interesting development we're seeing right now is that Chinese, or at least some op-eds in China, are actually warning Chinese companies not to be buying these chips in case there are backdoors that lead to the NSA, which is a bit funny because we know China has a history of doing that. But on that national security front, you know, China has something called the Civil Military Fusion Program. So how could these high-end chips from NVIDIA and AMD be part of that military aspect?
Well, it's required that all civilian companies, whether they're based in China or when companies from the West do business in China, they have to share their IP with the government. Well, the government, in turn, through the military civil fusion program, that technology also gets adopted by the military. Now, one of the things the administration will say about this sale is we're not selling them the latest and greatest chips. They may not be as fast as the new chips that we're working with, and that gives us an advantage over their technology, but it's not much of an advantage. And then the chips can also increase their AI-based military weapons. if China were to use these weapons in the Philippines or use them against Taiwan or use them in South or Central America or Africa, in other countries that they're in, either through Belt and Road initiatives and other economic ways, then yes, that indirectly threatens us as they are able to weaponize these against other countries.
I want to dig into that a bit because you've said before it's not just the hardware, right, that China's getting, it's also the AI-infused apps, as you mentioned above. Could we see like ChatGPT with Chinese socialist characteristics?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I mean, that's today, the large language models used to train China's AI is absolutely influenced by communist ideology and or socialist ideology. In some respects, how they train their social media platforms, the AI running them, is actually a little bit better and more safe than in the United States. As you know, TikTok, for example, in China's version of TikTok, it actually encourages good behavior, encourages study, and so forth, where in the United States you see TikTok campaigns and challenges that are actually harming kids or causing kids to do an illicit drug or chemical or to vandalize or go break things within their community. And again, that's another form of psychological and cognitive warfare that you can wage through this type of AI technology, where you see these TikTok influencers and these TikTok challenges in the United States wreaking and causing chaos and wreaking havoc on communities. That's exactly what's going on here, and it's been going on for a while.
Lots at stake for sure. Rexley, as always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
That's all for today's China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer. If you have any feedback on the show or have something you'd like to see us cover, send us an email at chinainfocus@ntd.com. We'd love to hear from you. Round the clock original news coverage, visit us at ntd.com or download our NTD app. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Welcome to YouTube Kids. Get a grown-up's help.